Have you ever looked at your paycheck and thought, where is all this money going? I've been in the tax industry for 6 years, and today I'm going to show you how your tax dollars are being spent. Did you know that because income taxes are so complex, the U.S. has 6 times more tax accountants than they do troops in Iraq? There are 3 main types of taxes in the U.S., federal, state, and local. The first are federal taxes. The majority of your taxes goes to the federal government, who collects taxes to finance various public services, which I will explain shortly. The second are state income taxes, which support education, state-funded healthcare programs, unemployment, assistance for low-income individuals, transportation projects, and jails within the state. And lastly, local taxes, including property tax and sales tax, funds public schools, the police department, fire department, and maintains parks. Today's focus will be on the federal portion of your income tax. What is income tax? Found in the Webster's Dictionary, income tax is a tax paid on the money that a person or business receives as income. Income taxes began in the U.S. in 1861 to fund war efforts, but was ratified in 1913 with the 16th Amendment, which allowed the federal government to tax the income of individuals permanently. In the U.S., we have a progressive tax system. That means the more money you earn, the more taxes you pay. Who pays income taxes? Taxes are imposed on the net income of individuals and corporations by the federal, state, and local governments. All citizens and residents of the U.S. are taxed on their worldwide income. According to the National Center for Policy Analysis, the average U.S. worker pays 30% of earnings in taxes. But did you know that 47% of Americans do not pay federal income tax? What happens if you don't pay your taxes? Nicolas Cage, Wesley Snipes, and Willie Nelson had to learn the hard way that tax evasion is a felony crime that results in jail time and considerable fines. So where do your taxes go? When looking at a chart of the U.S. congressional budget, the largest allocations are the Human and Health Services, Defense, and Treasury. So your tax dollars are mostly spent on healthcare programs, Social Security, military spending, and paying the interest on the national debt. Let's take a look at the 3 major slices of the federal spending pie. As you can see in the pie, according to the federal spending pie of 2013, the largest slice is healthcare at $877 billion and Social Security at $814 billion. The FICA tax that is withheld from every paycheck goes towards health and human services such as Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, disability, and similar programs. So really that means there's 2 major slices of the federal spending pie, Defense and Treasury. The biggest portion of the income tax dollars goes to fund the largest standing army in the world. The U.S. alone counts for almost half of all military spending in the entire world. Military spending also accounts for paying interest on the debt used to finance past military activity. The Department of Defense budget does not include the cost of the global war on terror, such as the $145 billion it spent in 2008. So last year, nearly $643 billion paid for defense. The other major slice of the federal spending pie is payments to the Department of the Treasury. They are responsible for printing and engraving our money, regulating currency, and issuing bonds to finance deficits. Last year, Washington paid the Treasury $221 billion of interest. That money goes to the holders of the U.S. Treasury securities like T-bills, notes, and even savings bonds. But the largest holders are foreign countries like Britain, Japan, and China, and other large international banks. What is deficit spending? Well, last year, 31 cents of every dollar Washington spent was borrowed, resulting in a $680 billion deficit. Your tax dollars make up 38% of the annual tax revenue. Therefore, most of the income tax revenue from your tax dollars goes to building up the military and paying the interest on the national debt. The rest of the pie includes Social Security, the rest of the pie includes income security, which supports programs such as welfare, food stamps, subsidized housing, school meals, child care, assistance for low-income families. Other federal spending includes military retirement, college loan programs, energy, agriculture, general science, homeland security, the FBI, and technology. So when considering where your tax dollars are going, think about the public services that national agencies provide for the community as a whole, such as medical research, public transportation systems, the Postal Service, NASA, and veterans benefits. But remember that most of your tax dollars are being spent on healthcare programs, Social Security, national defense, and the national debt. I would like to end with a quote from the American economist Milton Friedman, who stated in an interview about taxes. "If I'm going to do good with other people's money, I'm first going to have to take it away from them. It's against freedom, because I have to use force to get the money, and very few people spend other people's money as carefully as they spend their own." My data was collected from these references: Forbes.com, Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, ConcordCoalition.org, the Library of Congress, the Heritage Foundation, LegalZoom.com. Does anyone have any questions?